Hello, my name is Verity Paz and I've been working in fertility now for 15 years. I'm a fertility coach, fertility reflexologist and clinical hypnotherapist, and over that 15-year period I have helped hundreds upon hundreds of couples all around the country to conceive, from my clinic in Woking to fertility coaching around the UK. Male factor infertility. What can we do about it? Why is it happening? Now, what's the one thing that I am finding more and more? And that is male factor infertility. When I started doing this 15 years ago, after my own very long and arduous fertility journey, I really did focus on just the female. And all of my testing was around the female, all of my questions were around the female. And that really has changed, particularly in the last 5 years, I'd say, where 60 to 70% of what I have coming into the clinic is male factor infertility. Sperm counts have dropped dramatically. Now, if you hear any snoring during this video, that is my boxer dog, who is fast asleep. So I know she's going to snore, but I still want to keep talking about this subject because it's so important. Male factor infertility. What can we do about it? Why is it happening? So sperm counts have dropped. Normal forms within sperm have dropped. So generally now, most men have a sperm count of around 30 to 40 million. And their normal form, so the amount of sperm that looks normal, is only 4% of that 30 to 40 million. So why is that? I think it's a number of reasons. First, the amount of processed food that we eat, the amount of alcohol that we drink. Our lifestyles are very different to what they used to be 40, 50 years ago because everything is so convenient now. But what I'm finding is that couples with male factor infertility are receiving no help whatsoever. So if they have a compromised sperm test, generally they're not being sent to a urologist, they're not being seen by somebody that can help them. They may, if they're lucky, go to a gynecologist, and a gynecologist is generally for females, not for males. They may be told to take some supplements, and that's pretty much it. They're not told how to fix it. They're not told what could be wrong with it. And this is really having an impact on couples because it is a female egg that chooses that sperm. Okay. So in any normal, if somebody's having intercourse and in a normal cycle, let's say there's a pretty decent egg, they're waiting. With a normal sperm count, about 200 sperm out of all of those millions make it to the egg. And that's providing that the motility of that sperm is good. So about 200 make it to the egg. And then the egg chooses which one it wants. Now, if the egg doesn't understand the code of that sperm, it will not let it in. It won't let it in, because if it does let it in, that pregnancy is going to be compromised, and the female body knows that and understands that. And even if it does let it in, if the sperm is at all compromised, then potentially there could be a miscarriage. So what can we do about this? So how does sperm work? It works in 3-month cycles, which is great because it means if the sperm count is at all compromised, then in most cases, it's quite easy to fix unless there's something else going on, like an infection or DNA fragmentation, and we can talk about that in another video. But if the sperm is compromised due to lifestyle, it is pretty easy to fix, and it's quite quick to fix as well. 3 months is all you need of cleaning up your act. So what does sperm not like? The first thing that sperm hates is heat. So, and we find that men are much hotter than women, but that area is often wanting to be kept cool. So when it's freezing out, you always see loads of men walking around in shorts, don't you? And there's a reason for that, because they're created hotter, so they keep that area cooler. So keep that area as cool as you possibly can. And that means if you love a cycle on a Sunday and you want to cycle 25 miles, it may be advisable not to, because anything that creates heat can be detrimental to sperm. So if you love jumping in a sauna or a nice hot bath for a couple of hours a day because I don't know, maybe you've got a physical job, my advice would be jump into something cold instead. Don't have saunas, don't go in steam rooms, do not have hot baths. And I know when it's cold out, and loads of cars now have got heated car seats, and it's lovely to put your heated car seat on and cozy up in your car on your journey and be lovely and warm. But if you're a man, don't put your heated car seat on. I mean, I'm not suggesting you walk around naked, but don't try and avoid heat at all costs if you can, because that can be really, really harmful for sperm. So what else can damage sperm? Something called oxidative stress can damage sperm. So oxidative stress is anything in our environment that attacks our cells. So if we eat a ton of sugar, that can cause oxidative stress. If we eat and drink lots of alcohol, that can cause oxidative stress. And remember that beer mimics estrogen. So, and we don't want estrogen, we want testosterone as a man. So avoiding alcohol is a really good idea. If you are drunk, your sperm is drunk. And remember, only 200 are getting to that egg. We don't want drunk sperm. And if you get drunk, then that sperm can take 3 months to recover. So remember that as well. So we want nice sober sperm that is not suffering from oxidative stress. The other thing that can cause oxidative stress is smoking and vaping. Now, there's been a couple of studies into vaping now and the impact on sperm, and it's not looking good if you're a vapor. It may even be worse for you than cigarettes when it comes to sperm. So if you're vaping, I would advise you to stop immediately. So what do you do about this? What do we do about this oxidative stress? What we want to do is protect the sperm cell from oxidative stress. So how do we do that? We stay away from heat at all costs. We eat a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, because fruits and vegetables contain antioxidants, particularly fruits and veggies containing vitamin C and vitamin E. They are antioxidants, and what they do is they protect the cell. So eating lots of fruits and vegetables is really important. Nuts and seeds. Big fan of nuts and seeds. So for example, 5 Brazil nuts a day is a really good amount of selenium to help your sperm. You don't need any more than that. And in fact, if you have more than that, you can overdose on selenium, and we don't want that. So let's incorporate nuts and seeds into your diet as much as possible. So for example, if you have your porridge in the morning, put a load of nuts and seeds on there, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, all of those things are really good for sperm. Omega-3 is also brilliant for sperm. So our oily fish, try and eat good quality, non-farmed oily fish. If you can treat yourself to some oysters, oh my God, they're absolutely great for sperm, but obviously super expensive and hard to find as well. But oysters are fantastic for sperm. Trying to cut out all alcohol. Obviously, we've talked about the vaping, we've talked about the smoking, and the best thing to get rid of sperm is continually have sex. So the longer sperm stays in within a man, the more likely it is to suffer from oxidative stress. So get rid of it every couple of days. And they are my top tips for sperm. Now sign up to our newsletter, because there's loads of stuff that we're sending you completely for free that are going to help you on your fertility journey. And remember that we do offer fertility coaching, bespoke fertility coaching around the UK. Quite often when it comes to sperm, if it is compromised and it's not due to oxidative stress, it does need further testing. And those tests can be really expensive, and there is a lot of them. So if you need somebody to walk you through that minefield and really help you focus and improve on sperm, get in touch.